What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be making a pumpkin zucchini banana bread because I've got a can of pumpkin I need to use up. I have some old stinky bananas and the kids need to eat some veggies. So without further ado, we will get to it. The first thing I'm going to do is I went ahead and measured out half a cup of coconut oil and I need to get it softened, so I'm just going to stick it in the oven that's already preheated, and that's going to melt it down a little bit and soften it up, but I don't want it to get too hot. So we'll just put it in there for a minute. We buy our coconut oil in bulk because I use a lot of it. This recipe is actually going to be a dairy-free recipe, and this is going to be for all the nursing moms and all the dairy intolerant people out there that cannot have dairy because it causes such terrible stomach upset and issues. So for this recipe for the holidays, we're going to make a huge batch. I'm going to have 2 loaves of zucchini pumpkin banana bread. And then I'm going to have a bunch of muffins. With whatever the batter is left over, we're going to make muffins. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sift 4 cups of flour into a huge mixing bowl because we're making a large bulk batch. Now in this recipe, you can use a combination of flours. You can use whole wheat. You can do half whole wheat. You can do half all-purpose. You can do all of it all-purpose if you want. I'm using a bit of whole wheat flour in this recipe. So typically when you bake, you want to mix all of your dry ingredients into a large bowl, then you mix all of your wet ingredients, and then you fold them together or mix them together. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I've got my little note card. Right here we have 4 cups of flour. To that I'm going to add half a cup of flax meal, because we want this nice and healthy. Half a cup of that. I'm going to do 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And then 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 2 teaspoons of, I'm actually going to be using a pumpkin spice blend. If you don't have pumpkin spice blend, you can use 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, but I'm going to use this pumpkin spice blend. This one is from Spice Islands, but it is available in your stores right now, so go ahead and grab some, because it's sure to be a favorite in a lot of your recipes. It really simplifies measuring out a whole bunch of different spices. All right, 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Just gonna mix all this up in the bowl so that all of the dry ingredients are mixed together really well. Don't forget to take your coconut oil out of the oven before it gets too hot. To this, I'm gonna add 1 cup cane sugar. It's pure cane sugar. So we have our dry ingredients all set. Just realized I probably should have added this cane sugar to my wet ingredients, but alas, here we are, mixed into the dry. Let's see how that turns out. Here are our very ripe bananas. The reason why I'm adding bananas to this recipe is because I have these that I need to use up. Into a bowl lined with paper towels, I'm going to grate the zucchini. The reason why I put paper towels in there is just to absorb any of the excess moisture as I'm grating it. And we're going to use a fine grate on this. And the reason why we use fine grate is so that it's undetected by the children. With a potato masher, I'm going to mash up the bananas. So that was 3 large bananas. To the banana mixture, I'm going to add a whole can, which is 15 ounces of coconut puree, equal to 2 cups.
Can I want to?
Yes. Next, I'm just going to crack 3 eggs into a bowl and then mix those up before adding them to my liquid mixture. I'm also going to do 1 tablespoon of our homemade vanilla extract that we made, and I'm just going to put a link up above for you guys to check that out. It is with a video that has a few other recipes in it for the holidays. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon because why not? I'm also going to start with half a cup of coconut milk, and if I need to add more, I could end up adding up to a whole cup of coconut milk by the time it's all said and done. Here we have half a cup. I'm just going to mix that in with my eggs. And I'm also going to add in the coconut oil with my eggs. We'll add all of our wet ingredients. And we're gonna give these a good mix up. Okay, and this is the consistency of the batter right now. That's perfect. Next, we're gonna fold in some ingredients. So we have the zucchini. I also wanna fold in these walnuts around on top. Scatter these around on top. Very dark chocolate chips that have no dairy in them. Everybody loves chocolate, so we're gonna include some of those. Let's see, that's about 1 cup. We'll stick with 1 cup and see how that does. So with my spatula, we're just gonna start folding the batter. I also wanted to add some pumpkin seeds because they are really good for us. And then I'm gonna throw a few on top as well. Just chop those up a little bit. I have pre-coconut oiled and floured my baking pans, and also I line them with parchment paper in the bottom. I filled these up about halfway full. These are going to go in the oven for about 1 hour. And with the leftover, we're going to fill up our muffin tins. And these will go in for about 25 to 30 minutes. This is about 1 heaping soup spoonful each. Okay, so this recipe made 2 loaves of bread and 12 muffins. I'm gonna place these in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, in typical frazzled mom fashion, I forgot to add my pumpkin seeds on top, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that now. Make them nice and toasty. There we go. Got everything to fit in the oven. Okay, I'm just gonna test by inserting into the middle, and it's coming out clean. That was in for 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and take those out and let them cool. Okay, it's safe to do what I do. It is safe to fill up your muffin tins with this recipe 3/4 of the way full. They did not overflow. They did not make a mess. They turned out really nice, so I'm really happy about that. Because the batter is so thick, they didn't overflow, but if you guys will know, and I'll link it up here, when I made Hagen's store-bought cupcake mix, cupcakes, they overflowed. It was a disaster. But yeah, I don't make store-bought cupcakes very often. I typically make homemade muffin cupcakes, whatever, because they're a lot healthier than what I can get at the store. But I was pinched for time and all that kind of good stuff. So she wanted pink strawberry cupcakes, so I made fancy pink strawberry store-bought cupcakes. So anyways, this is how they turned out. I'm gonna tell them something. They turned out really good. What do you have to say?
Guess what?
What?
And the strawberry muffins, they have dense like them, but they're not dense. They're what they dense.
Can anybody translate that? Because I think he was talking about sprinkles. Pumpkin breads are ready, and so those were in there for about 55 minutes. The pumpkin muffins were in there for 25 minutes and they cooked. I noticed that my oven tends to run hot, so you cannot go off of what other people's recommendations are for baking. You really have to adjust your baking times to your ovens, and that is how you will have the best results. So as long as you know your oven, you can adjust your baking times accordingly. Just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, please give this video a thumbs up. That's a like, and click subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all of the amazing things that this channel is going to bring to you. Be sure to hit the notification bell so that you're getting updates each time I post a new video. Thanks so much for watching. Happy holidays.